With the Dubai World Cup just around the corner, no better time and no better place to bet the Dubai World Cup than NairaBets.com. So no better time to sign up and bet 200, get 200. A new member bonus. Yes, it's spring. Promo code is spring. Go over to NairaBets.com for much more information. The Dubai World Cup coming up this Saturday. An interesting race, and a race where there is a heavy favorite. And Bob Baffert, who has had tremendous success in the Dubai World Cup with a number of top-notch horses over the years. He brings another one over there. Perhaps the best horse currently running in the United States, and that's West Coast. And West Coast ran extremely well last time, the Pegasus, finishing second, well ahead of Gunnevera. But here was his coming-out party, his big win when he won the Travers at Saratoga. And West Coast, he had the right trip. He was down on the inside, the place to be. He was setting a pace, though, that was reasonably honest in that race, all things considered. And he's shown how good he is. His third in the Breeders' Cup Classic was a solid effort. And his second, the Pegasus behind Gunrunner, was absolutely terrific. And he buried Gunnevera in there. Now, the Gunnevera that finished second to him in this race, I actually think ran much better than he did in the Pegasus. Gunnevera made a big wide move on a track favoring the rail. And I would say if you looked at that race in isolation, that Gunnevera would have a good chance to beat West Coast. The problem that I have is I don't think that Gunnevera has improved since that race. And he also had a foot bruise this week, and they say he's going to be fine for the race, but do you really want to bet a horse that may be the second choice, especially in a race like this, that had a foot bruise a couple of days ago? I don't. And West Coast took that big step forward in the Pegasus last time out. He runs a similar race in here. He is virtually unbeatable. I'm not going to try to beat him, but I am going to try to beat Gunnevera and some others that are going to take some money in the second slot. Now, a horse that's going to take money in here, and a horse that I'm a big fan of, is Unbridled, Forever Unbridled, who's the number 6 in here, and you'll see her winning the Breeders' Cup Distaff, and this comes as her third part of a 3-race campaign. It's a very lightly raced horse, and this is her last start at the Dubai World Cup before she's going to get bred. She ran very well in here. The pace wasn't particularly hot. She circled the field. She did the same thing she did in the Purcell Ensign when she overcame a track that was working in the favor of Songbird, a pace that was in the favor of Songbird, and she just ran her down. Songbird's a pretty good horse. Forever Unbridled's a better horse, and she's terrific. She has no chance to win this race, though, unless things go badly awry for a number of horses. I suppose there's an argument that if West Coast wins this race easily, it's sort of a big mix-up for second, and Forever Unbridled could get lucky and get second, but she's really not that fast overall. You're talking about a horse that barely cracks triple-digit buyers, in fact, rarely cracks them. Other horses in here are just better than she is, and because of her name and the filly or mare in the race, I think she'll take too much money. I respect her. I love her. I'd love to be wrong and see her do well in here, but I don't see her as a legitimate contender in this race. I think it's interesting to see Godolphin running Talismanic in this race, and no big surprise. Arguably their best horse. They've got Cloth of Stars to run in their Dubai Shima, so it's not like Talismanic needs to win that race, nor will it do anything for him other than make money, and it's their money anyway. Talismanic got a perfect trip, and this was the day to have him when he got the job done in the Breeders' Cup. Now, he ran very well, finishing second to Highland Rio to legitimize this effort in his subsequent start in the Hong Kong Vase, and then he won his prep over Synthetic. I get it. They're taking a shot and trying to make him into a stallion, a dirt stallion. Why not take a shot? The problem is that even though he's a Medaglia d'Oro, who's efficient as a turf and dirt sire, his dam is all turf. And the likelihood that this horse is going to improve on the dirt, because if West Coast shows up, he has to be a better dirt horse than he is a turf horse. Do you really want to make that gamble? He's a very nice horse, Talismanic, but he's not a Saki. He's not necessarily as world-class as some of those horses. And to me, he'll take money. I could make the argument he's the second likeliest winner in a funny way because he's the second best horse in the race. But I don't think you want to bet him in here because I simply doubt he's going to be able to contend on the dirt with the quality of horses he's running against. I find the number 8, Pavel, to be the interesting horse in this race. Now, I don't know what the fascination is with Mario Gutierrez, these connections, and I know they've won 2 derbies with him, 2 derbies where they ran the best horse. This is his race in the Jockey Club Gold Cup, where he was third, and a very good third, and just his 5th career start behind nice horses in Diversify and Keen Ice, who's actually his 4th career start. This horse ran a very good race to be, I think, second in the Jim Dandy and just his 2nd career start. He is a super talented horse and a horse who had sort of well-known trouble in his last race. This rider has managed to get him in trouble in a few of his races. He's a good horse, Pavel, and he has a step forward. And I also thought maybe if they're smart, they'll be aggressive with him and try to be a little more forwardly placed here because there isn't a ton of speed. And I'm going to try to get Pavel to fill out the exacta behind West Coast. Bet against horses like Talismanic, Forever Unbridled, and Gunnaver'll take more money. I don't know that Pavel isn't every bit as good, if not better, than those horses on dirt. And he's likely to be about the 5th choice in this race, so he could present some value. A 9-8 exacta looks good to me. Let's take a look at the big prep race they ran at Maidan for this race, and this is the Maktoum Challenge Round 3, a race that was easily won by North America, easily being Thunder Snow, who may remember for performing or acting badly and being eased in the Kentucky Derby, and the 3rd place finisher, Furia Cruzada, comes back as well. North America has kind of come out of nowhere. And the reality is, if you just look at him based his recent races, you say, you know what? He's peaking at the right time. He ran 3rd in the first challenge for this, 2nd the next one, and then a blowout win in the 3rd one. And maybe he's ready for a big race. I find it hard to believe that suddenly this 6-year-old has gotten good enough to beat the likes of West Coast and a number of the other American dirt horses. Having said that, there's been a lot of talk by smart people that Maidan has been playing for inside speed and did this last day, which obviously helped North America. So if you watch the races on this card and you feel as though the track is biased, North America could be the inside speed. Now, I imagine that West Coast will be stalking him. He's a better horse. But perhaps North America overperforms if the track's playing in his favor. And that's why I put him 3rd, because I'm just not thrilled with any of the others. I went 9-8-2. I like West Coast over Pavel with a little North America if there's a bias. But I'm looking to cement a small 8-9 box and a big 9-8 exacta, the Dubai World Cup, coming up this Saturday at Maidan. Best place to play it? You got it. Naira Bets. If you're not a member, no better time in the present to sign up. Bet 200, get 200. Use promo code SPRING and enjoy all the many great things that Naira Bets has to offer.